I have a surprise. Coming very soon as a sequel to Raising Naturally Healthy Pets, we have Keeping Your Pets Naturally Healthy. Holistic Care and Nutrition for Dogs. Notice I don't have a real book yet because it's coming soon. So I wanted to give you a quick sneak peek what's going to be inside Keeping Your Pets Naturally Healthy. This is the table of contents. The table of contents is 6 pages long, so I'm not even going to read the whole thing. But I'm going to give you highlights of what chapters are in here and what you're going to find. So we start out with the state of the veterinary profession. We all know it's a mess. Then we go to follow an integrated plan for your pet, and I included in there sample cleaning product recipes for natural cleaning products so that we are not introducing harmful chemicals in our pet's environment. Then we go to sterilization options for dogs and cats, and then how to support pets who have been spayed and neutered. Then food is the foundation of life, because you know I can't write anything without talking about food. And in that chapter, we talk about how much to feed, how to judge whether your pet is underweight or overweight, and we have recipes for both cats and dogs in that chapter. The next chapter is allergies, and I know that is a huge one. And so I talk about the most common allergies, how they're treated, what's the root cause of many allergies, alternative treatment options, topical treatment for allergic dermatitis. We've got some recipes in there as well for novel protein diets for both dogs and cats. Then there's a chapter on autoimmune disease. From there, I move on to endocrine disease, hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism, Addison's disease, Cushing's disease, diabetes, pancreatitis, which is an endocrine disorder. And there are about 6 or 7 recipes in that chapter as well for both dogs and cats. After that, we go to mobility disorders, pain assessment, intervertebral disc disease, degenerative myelopathy, osteoarthritis, cruciate ligament tears, mobility support. There's a section talking about non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, the good, the bad. And then there are sample diets, again, for arthritis and mobility problems for both dogs and cats. There's a chapter on syringomyelia and Chiari malformation, because we know with the Cavaliers, who are my heart dogs, that's a big problem. So we've got a recipe in that section as well. There's a chapter on epilepsy and seizures with sample diets and alternative treatments. Heart disease in cats and dogs with recipes for them. Chapter on urinary tract disease, talking about infections, different crystals, stones. We've got low oxalate recipes, low purine recipes, low cysteine recipes in there. Bladder cancer, kidney disease, and recipes for those for both dogs and cats, and urinary incontinence. The eye disease chapter talks about glaucoma, corneal ulcers, cataracts, congenital problems, PRA, SARDS, dry eye, with recipes for eye support. In the respiratory disease chapter, I talk about influenza, kennel cough, collapsing trachea, pulmonary fibrosis, brachycephalic airway syndrome, asthma, sinus infections, and then there are diets to support the lungs and the respiratory tract for both dogs and cats. The next chapter is liver disease. I broke that out by itself because it's such a huge problem. So I talk about infectious hepatitis, vacuolar hepatopathy, portosystemic shunts, liver cancers, copper storage disease, which is a biggie, liver failure, cirrhosis, hepatic lipidosis, cholangiohepatitis, tons of stuff in there, and then supplements and diets to support liver disease in both dogs and cats. Under gastrointestinal diseases, talks about intestinal parasites, diarrhea, vomiting, bland diets for those, constipation, cancer of the GI tract, bloat, obstructions, intussusception, ulceration, hemorrhagic gastroenteritis, exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, protein-losing enteropathy, inflammatory bowel disease. We've got recipes in there as well. And then there's a chapter on cancer with warning signs, how to diagnose it, treat it, a special breakout section on mast cell cancer because that seems to be such a huge problem these days. There's a chapter on end-of-life care, including hospice and palliative care and cognitive dysfunction syndrome, and then winding up with the future and a very long index so that you can find things throughout the book. So this was a labor of love because I want people to have options. I want you to know what drugs are commonly used, diagnostics are commonly used, talking about some of the cutting edge things that are coming, and alternative therapies that you can use instead of having to use treatments that may cause more harm than good. So I hope you enjoy the new book. I had fun writing it. Should be out very soon.